This is a series of super quick videos going deeper into just the bare minimum of which parts of JavaScript are needed to get a job as a developer. This time we'll be looking at something called a console, why we might want to use it, and how we can write things on it. If you just want to see a super quick example overview of how everything works together, I made 3 short 5 to 10 minute videos on a super basic app with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that I'd recommend checking out beforehand. Without getting the basics of HTML and CSS first, this probably is not going to make much sense. So, the console. If we think about why we use JavaScript, it's mainly to make our apps actually do something when people interact with them. Like when people click a button, for example. And sometimes we'll write JavaScript expecting it to do something, but when we try it out, it just doesn't work. And I'm gonna be honest, it feels like this happens to me like every 3 minutes. Good thing is, the console is a place where we can ask JavaScript to show us what is going on. I'll assume you know this bit, so we'll move quickly through this part. Let's open up VS Code and make a new project. Real quick, we'll just make 2 files. Homepage.html and homepage.js. Type an exclamation mark to create the HTML structure and add a script tag to the bottom of the body tag and set the source property to our homepage.js file. Now that we're all set up and told our HTML file where our JavaScript file is, we'll just click this Go Live button at the bottom of VS Code. If you don't see it, you can just click the Extensions tab on the left and search for one to install called Live Server by Ritwick Day. So, like we were saying, the console is a place where we can ask JavaScript to show us what's going on in our app. And we do that by writing or logging things on the console. And it's super easy to do. JavaScript gives us a built-in feature that we can use by just typing the word console followed by a dot and then the word log with some parentheses at the end. And that is it. Inside these parentheses, we'll put whatever we want JavaScript to write or log on the console. To tell JavaScript we're just writing some text for now, we'll put quotation marks, and inside we can write any text we want. Let's write, "The snacks are ever in my bag." Now, if we save, we can open up the console to see what JavaScript wrote by going to our browser and pressing F12 on our keyboards. Some panels with info about our site will pop up, but the one we're interested in is the console. So if we don't already see that at the bottom, let's click this arrow icon here at the top and select it. This is the console. And here we can see that JavaScript wrote out what we asked it to. The snacks are ever in my bag shows up on the console right there. If we change what's written in that console log and save it, we see that JavaScript logs that out too. By the way, if you forget that shortcut with F12, you can always right-click and select Inspect. That'll do the same thing as pressing F12. Or, you can also just type in how to open the console in Chrome or whatever you're using into Google. F12 just makes me feel cool though. And that is all there is to it. Now, you're probably like, okay, but how is this helping me? And it's probably going to start making a bit more sense in our next video where we cover something new called variables and the different ways we can use them. Helping people get high-paying tech jobs by trying to make learning coding as unintimidating as possible is something I really love to do. So if you want to support and allow me the time to think of ways to help others feel less intimidated by tech, there is a link to my Patreon below. And as you learn, remember the old adage, may the odds be ever in your favor and the snacks be ever in your bag.